evening, boys and ghouls, to the first quick play video in Gametober. We're starting out with one of the scariest games that I've ever played. It's not so much jump scare horror, but there is jump scares in it. It's light on the action, high on suspense and mystery, and it really gives you an eerie feeling. We're going to play it right now. It's a game about capturing ghosts with a spiritual camera and investigating some hauntings. So this is exactly where you start out the game with this character, and you pretty much start the game from here. I just loaded a save point that allows me to start from here. And there's a couple things I want to check out first. One of them is my items that I have so far. I have herbal medicine, which can heal you, and sacred water, which restores some energy as well, but fully healing you that time. So let's enter this room. Alright, and there's one of the first ghosts that you encounter. I can't do anything with him just yet, but I can go over here and check him out. A lot of the time when you see ghosts, they're either friendly, although at all times kind of scary, and they're either friendly like this one, which just gives you a clue upon disappearing, or they're aggressive and they can attack you, and they will attack you, and since they're ghosts, they can go through walls and stuff like that. So we got a note on the floor. There's a lot of information in this game, like notes and newspapers and even some tapes. You get a cassette player later on, and you get to listen to those tapes as well. You also get a lot of clues throughout the game, not just for puzzles, but for backstory and lore, which really adds to the atmosphere of the game. You get some really good information about it, and while it's not exactly based on a true story like it claims on the cover and the title screen, it is based on Japanese folklore very heavily. There's a lot to do with strangling and ropes and stuff like that in this game as well. A lot of the ghosts die when they were living. They died through these rituals, so that's a lot of the lore of the game. Here we find the camera, which will be our weapon of sorts in this game, but also our tool. Another thing that you won't be able to notice from your viewing angle on YouTube is that the rumble feature in this game is excellent. It rumbles when action happens on cutscenes and stuff like that, or when things happen in game, like a normal game would, but there's also a heartbeat thing. You don't see it on screen, you only feel it in the rumble of the controller. You feel the main character's heartbeat start to race through the rumble in the controller, and it's really great. It really adds to the effect. It really creeps me out sometimes too. Okay, so I picked up my brother's camera and notebook from the floor. Mom's old camera, my brother had this with him. I found a new notebook inside Mifuyu's notebook, or new note in the notebook, and so we're in the Himaru Mansion investigation. And this is what Mifuyu, her brother, is investigating. He's also so she's looking for her brother. He's investigating what this author that was also investigating this mansion, the haunted mansion. So we're looking for her brother as well as the other guy, kind of in the same time. And then there's all this lore and backstory of what happened originally at the mansion, where people were killed ritualistically, and there's ghosts there now haunting it. Okay, so there's some text. We could read it, but let's check out the camera. See, if you see a ghost in the corner of the screen, you can quickly turn and point the camera at it to get some hints and clues. And if it's an aggressive ghost, you can do that to attack it, which we'll show later on, of course. But I missed that first one here. So we're going to open up the door. It's very dark in here in this game. It's very dark. In fact, the prologue, where you play as her brother briefly, is in black and white. So that also adds to the atmosphere there. There's a lot of things that you can investigate with, and you can interact with almost anything, any item in the background, not just special items, but the ones that are key that you can pick up are these flashing ones, like over here. So I got some herbal medicine, which once again heals you a small amount of health. And you know, for the longest time when I was playing this, I didn't... Oh, here we go. First ghost. bro's shadow. It's her brother's shadow. I don't know if it says bro. It's kind of weird. But it looks like her brother. But for the longest time in this game, I didn't get hurt in the game. And then at one point, about 2 hours into the game, I started losing almost all my life on this, sort of like a mini-boss or a boss fight, if you could call it that. It was a tougher ghost. There's a box of film in front of the broken staircase. So you get Type 14 film, and if you press the Y button, trying to remember my button combos, or button names on the Xbox. I don't play Xbox very much, and I think this might be the first Xbox video I've done on this channel. So I can't access camera features just yet, but I can go to items and check out the Type 14 film. And it's currently loaded onto the camera. You can see that camera icon section of the menu is grayed out. I can't select it just yet. But I will be in there real soon. Let's head up these stairs. And once again, you can freely move the flashlight, which doesn't run out of batteries, which is really great. But you can freely move it around at almost all times by using the R stick, or the right thumbstick. And it's really nice, and it really has a really great graphical effect as well. Let's head over here. I think there's an item over here, or something. Yeah, up here. There's a broken staircase there, so I had to walk all the way around. Some more herbal medicine, which will heal you. Let's go in here and check out what's over here. I'm pretty sure you have to kind of just check out this door. It's locked. I hear something on the other side of the door. Maybe someone's in there. We'll go over here. There's something that you do over here. And once again, you can actually check out pretty much anything that you see. And by pressing the A button, it'll tell you a little bit about what's going on in that part of the whatever you're looking at, whatever your character's looking at. So let's head back down the stairs. There's another ghost right there. If I could get him, that'd be great. He's walking into this wall here, and for a long time I got stuck here. And what you're supposed to do is click on it, and it'll show you this part right here. Now here's a ghost that, in my review, I'll explain a little bit more, but I don't really know much about her. She appears from time to time in the game. I'm assuming she's good. She kind of points you the way to certain objectives in the game and kind of helps you along, but I'm not sure if she's good or bad at this point in my own playthrough of the game. So she points to this shade here, which is covering something, and as we'll soon find out, she needs to take a picture of it with the camera. You can see things in the camera photos that you can't see normally with the naked eye. So let's go here, turn around. You can also turn around the camera. So I didn't really show you the camera that much, but it is first person, and you can look anywhere in the level, so it's not like the game is still 3D and you can look anywhere, which normally you wouldn't be able to see unless you're just looking through the camera. You can also move around by using the right thumbstick in this mode. So you can walk around as well, and if you press the Y button, you can do a quick turn, kind of like on some of the Resident Evil games. So we're going to take a picture of that by pressing A, and it will reveal a door. Really cool. A door appears where the screen should be, so that means this door will actually be behind this. In other parts of the game, there'll be things like that where you take a picture of an object, and in that case of those ones, it will actually show you a different place in the mansion, such as a puzzle you have to solve. It'll show you where to go for that puzzle, or help you activate a part of that puzzle. Here's another spirit here. You can't find the key. Where is it? It's interesting because some parts of this game have subtitles, and some parts of the game does not have subtitles. Let's walk through here really carefully. There's not really random enemies. Every enemy is like set in the game, so I don't have to worry about random ghosts coming on like you might in Luigi's Mansion. I know that's kind of a weird comparison, but it is kind of similar to Luigi's Mansion in some ways, of course. Yeah. Let's go and check this doorway. It's held by a powerful force. Okay, let's go in here. The door is nailed shut. I can't open it. Okay, let's keep going. I don't know if there's something over here. Yeah, there's a door right here. Okay, cool. Let's check what's in here. A lot of the places, they're familiar to me because I've been playing this recently. I just got the game. And some of them look very similar to other places, so I'm a little lost sometimes. There's a small piece of paper on this chest. It looks like a news clipping, and you can read that, but we're going to skip that. This one's from a newspaper, a police incident about identifying some bodies that were mutilated in this area. Okay, well, here's we go. Take a picture of that guy, Wandering Man. And I'm not sure if you actually get anything for taking pictures of these ghosts that just wander around that you see, but they do appear very briefly, and they only appear once. So if you take a picture of them, they, you get a little more information and sometimes more clues about what you're doing in this part of the game. It kind of helps you out a little bit in some ways. Take this item. It's a box of film. This is type 37 film, and you can equip it once you get to the camera thing unlocked. You can equip it, and it'll allow you to have a stronger attack power. I guess you can load it here too. Okay, well, I'm used to loading it from the camera section, from what I remember. Maybe you can load it from... Maybe I was loading it from the item and I just forgot. But eventually you'll be able to customize your camera with some spirit stones, and you can increase some of the stats of your camera's ability. We're gonna check in this room, and there's some spooky stuff coming up. It's where you find that tape recorder. I think I mentioned that before. And it allows you to listen to some tapes that you'll find scattered throughout the mansion, and there'll be little voice recordings and clips like that. One of those parts where the controller's rumbling like it's a heartbeat. Really intense part of the game. I know this seems like I'm not really into it, but I've already played this very recently, so it's not really fresh to me. But in the review, you'll see more about the game and throughout the whole game. It's still really creepy. If you're interested in ghosts, paranormal, stuff like that, or Japanese mythology and folklore, you'll be really into this game. Or even a good murder mystery, you'll be into this game as well. It's kind of along the same lines as the Grudge or the Ring movies and stories, but it does have its own style to it. And this is part of a game series, but this is the first game in the series. So this game is actually co-owned. I think it's by Tecmo, but it's co-owned, like Tecmo Ninja Gaiden Dead or Alive. But it's co-owned by Nintendo currently, and the last two games, the latest games in the series, were all for Nintendo consoles. I believe there was a spin-off for the 3DS, there was one for the Wii, which never came to the States, and there was one for the Wii U, which did come as a downloadable only game on the Wii U. But the other games were on the Xbox and PS2, the first two, and then the third one was only on the PlayStation 2, and we missed that guy. You have to be really fast at times to get to some of these. Let's check in this crate. It's a kimono chest. Check in this thing here. A mirror stand. You have to find a mirror for the drawer to open. Let's go over here and check out whatever this is. And I feel like some kind of danger's coming up. So we gotta do our best gameplay here, guys. This will be the first ghost that we battle using the camera. You probably hear that rumble there, but that was an intense rumble. So now we got him chasing me a little bit. But you'll be free to play and move around during this battle of sorts. Just take out the camera. Now, when you hold it, you're moving in the icon. And you gotta get it in that little circle. And there we go, we got him that way. That was a little bit easy one. I'm a little bit more used to the gameplay here than I was when I was at this part first. But that's basically what the gameplay is. You aim in the circle, you build up power, and then you take a picture to attack. You can build it up, or you can take it quickly, but it does more damage if you build it up. So the camera seal, this unlocks the power-ups that I mentioned before. You can go to the menu, and you can basically, every time you take a picture of a ghost and you defeat one, you get some points. You can use those points in an RPG-style fashion to unlock abilities, as well as you can increase the stats of the camera. And then we got another cassette tape. And speaking of cassette tapes, you know, in the ghost phenomenon, there's a lot of talk about EVPs, or like electronic voice phenomenon, where people have recorded voices of things that aren't actually there or visible. In this game, they kind of gave the ghosts sound effects and voices that kind of a style, which I kind of like that in this game. It adds to the creepiness and adds a little bit to the realism of the game. So now you can see there's this like glowy swirl mass in front of this, so we're going to take a picture of it. It'll give us a hint as to where I can find the item that I need to go there. So it's back in the other room, and we put it in our file. But by the way, guys, every time you take a picture in this game, I think every time, I'm not sure if it's, yeah, every time you take a picture, you actually get the photograph in your photo album. So you got all these different, I don't know if it's an album, but it's a collection of photos. And you got all these, and it tells you when you got them. It tells the actual date, like, it says the date on my Xbox and stuff like that. And it shows you all the stuff that you've got, and you can go back to it and refer to it for if you forget something, or if you want more information, sort of like how you can look at those newspaper clippings that you find throughout the game. So let's head back to the other room, and we're just kind of going to wrap up this quick play about here. But I do want to point out that this game is really a lot of fun, and we're being chased by one more ghost. Let's take him down. I think he's actually coming after me. Yeah, and they can come after you. Let's take a picture of that, and let's go back a little bit. One of the key elements of gameplay is giving yourself some space between you and the ghost, because they can grab you when they get close enough and take away some damage. Most of the ghosts seem to do about the same amount of damage, which is about, I think, like 35% of your health. Something like 30 or 40% of your health. And just like 2 or 3 or 4 hits probably will kill you. I've yet to get a game over on my gameplay, but I've come very close on one of the first boss-like encounters, a key point in the game. So now we're back here. I just want to show you real quick that you can find that place with the clue, which is this thing right here, this mask. And now I got the red mirror, and I will put the red mirror back in there. There's sort of a Metroidvania feel to this. I know it's a mystery game, it's not a platformer, but you do have a lot of backtracking and going from room to room to solve the puzzles. And that showing thing where you take a photo and then you have to go back and find it is a key example of the Metroidvania style to Fatal Frame. And I think that's where we're going to take our break here today. This is the first quick play of Gametober. There'll be more like this, but maybe not such a scary game, but other different video games that have a horror theme, or are horror games, or have that sort of spooky Halloween feel. I'm probably not going to replay games that I played in the last few Gametobers, but I'll try to make a list, and if you want to see a specific game played on Gametober as a quick play, I already have the reviews planned out, because those take a long time for me to do. But if you want to see them as a quick play, just ask me in the comment section for that type of, or that game that you want to see. And that's about it for that. Alright guys, thanks for watching Happy Weird Games Gametober 4. We played Fatal Frame on the original Xbox. Stay tuned to Happy Weird Games for more, as well as a full review of this game once I complete it and work on that full review and have that ready for you. Yeah, thanks for watching once again, guys. Please be sure to hit the subscribe and the like button on this video, and stay tuned to Happy Weird Games for more Gametober goodness. Alright, guys. Bye.
It's Happy Weird Games Gametober. Podcast.